Hey, this is Dr. Marisa, women's hormone expert, author, and the host of the Essentially You podcast. Now, there are two things that might surprise you about testosterone. One, low testosterone in women is much more common than most of us realize. And two, it happens much earlier in life than you would expect. But why should we even be worried about low testosterone levels? Isn't that normal for women since it's considered a male hormone? Well, yes and no. On today's Shorty, I'm going to share why low testosterone levels can be an issue for women, which foods make it worse, and which foods can make it better. The truth is, testosterone is one of our three most important sex hormones, along with estrogen and progesterone. Now, testosterone is way more commonly associated with men, and although men have testosterone levels that are 10 to 20 times higher than women, it plays a vital role in women's bodies too. Women produce testosterone in three different areas: our ovaries, adrenal glands, and fat. Ironically, it's actually the most abundant biologically active hormone in women, even more so than estrogen. Now, what I love about testosterone is it is a build you up hormone, similar to growth hormone. And as women, we really do require adequate levels to feel lean, strong, vital, and confident. Most women have plenty of testosterone and its precursor, DHEA, until their mid to late 20s, when levels start to precipitously decline. One of the main reasons why 20-year-old women have so much energy, sex drive, confidence, and muscle and bone strength is because we have an abundance of this incredible build-you-up hormone. But like progesterone, testosterone levels begin to significantly wane in our 30s, and it can feel distressing, not only physically, but also mentally. Here are some of the most common symptoms of low testosterone in women: hair loss, thinning and dry skin, trouble sleeping, overall decrease in strength, a reduce in muscle tone, weight gain, especially around the midsection, problems with fertility, irregular menstrual cycles, loss of bone density, fatigue for no obvious reason, less interest in intimacy, mood changes, including feeling depressed or anxious, inability to concentrate, and loss in that overall pep and motivation. Like you're just not feeling driven or excited, kind of things are blah, right? These are often symptoms that are related to low testosterone levels in women. But there's also connection. We see these symptoms in other issues as well. Things like hypothyroidism, iron deficiency, depression, chronic fatigue, estrogen dominance. And, the one thing about hormones that I talk about a lot is that they really are an orchestra. And when we see a decline in one, we often do see a decline in others. They have an interplay. But it's always worth looking at each of these and seeing where you're at. And it's always important to potentially go in, check in with your doctor. And one of the best tests that I recommend, kind of the gold standard, is a Dutch test. And this is where we really get to see, well, where are your levels of DHEA, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and we get a good sense of how these hormones are interplaying together. So something to look at. If you're feeling some of those symptoms that I mentioned, you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, like you've lost the muscle tone, you don't have that sex drive, your confidence is waning, your strength doesn't feel like the way it used to, you don't feel that like really great motivation, it's worth looking at your testosterone levels. I feel like testosterone is the unsung hero that we often don't pay attention to because there's this narrative that it's a male hormone, but man, we need it just as much. In fact, there is a dramatic, like a 50% decline in testosterone levels in women between ages 20 and 40. So if you're in your mid 30s to early 40s and you're feeling some of these things, it probably has a lot to do with testosterone levels. And we also know that DHEA, which is a precursor to testosterone, drops more sharply than testosterone as we age. Now, besides normal aging, some of the reasons why your testosterone levels may drop so quickly in your late 20s to early 30s and potentially even throughout your 30s and 40s is having a hysterectomy, whether it's a partial or complete hysterectomy. I know so often there's a lot of misinformation about hysterectomies, especially around your hormones. And if you are being pushed into menopause, and yes, a hysterectomy is going to be a surgical menopause. And so testosterone along with estrogen and progesterone are going to drop into menopausal levels. Next, birth control pills have a profound impact on dropping testosterone levels. Certain medications on the market, chronic fatigue, especially adrenal fatigue, and then pituitary dysfunction. These can all play a role. But we know that lifestyle has a huge part to play in low testosterone levels as well. And what you eat could have a significant effect on your levels over time. So it's just something to think about, that lifestyle plays such a big role, even when we look at these hormones individually. And what's so great about this is the foods that I'm going to recommend in a minute, after I tell you the foods that are kind of messing with testosterone, you're going to find that these foods are also supporting the gut, they're supporting the liver, they're supporting other hormones. And so there's a lot of side benefits. So you can support testosterone levels while you're supporting estrogen and progesterone and supporting your metabolic health, which is always a good thing. So I love when we can tie it all together and there are side benefits on top of it. So if you decide hey, I'm noticing that I've got low testosterone levels. By the way, we do not have a great fix in the medical world for low testosterone. It really has got to be lifestyle that we dedicate to. You can also just be rest assured that you're going to be doing so many wonderful things for your body by not only boosting up those testosterone levels, but also boosting up neurotransmitter levels, and you're boosting up metabolic function, and you're boosting up brain function, and you're supporting the gut and the liver. And it's just all just a big win-win. So I just wanted to just share this. So before I get into the foods that are great, I want to talk about the foods that are not so great. These are the things we want to avoid. Really, mostly overall, there is one food on the item list that I am not ready to avoid yet. I'm just going to let you know. But the rest of them, I can fully get down with. So here we go. Without further ado, the 5 testosterone lowering foods that we've seen in research. Number 1, bread and refined carbs. Honestly, is bread and refined carbs doing anyone any favors, right? It messes with our blood sugar, both refined and whole grain. You just want to be super careful. If it is, again, refined carbs, ultra processed carbs, it's messing with all of your hormones. It's definitely messing with testosterone levels. In that same vein, pastries, cookies, granola, oatmeal, candies, cookies, all of it, all the foods with flour and gluten, and again, ultra processed baked goods is really what it is. Next, sugar sweetened beverages and added sugar. Sugar, basically. Let's just say sugar. Basically, anything that's messing with your blood sugar is also messing with your testosterone levels. Number 4, and this is the one I'm not ready for. I'm just not ready. It's going to be coffee. I have broken up with coffee many times in my life, but right now is not the time. But if you were to break up with coffee, my recommendation is swap for matcha or green tea. Those are great options that you can definitely connect in with, but I'm not ready. I just minimize my coffee to only the morning, and that's it. And then I move to green tea later in the day if I need a little something, or sparkling water. And then 5, diet beverages and artificial sweeteners. Diet beverages aren't doing anybody any favors. Definitely not your testosterone, definitely not your bones or your liver and your metabolic system, right? No one's benefiting from diet drinks or artificial sweeteners. So no surprise that these are having a profound impact on your testosterone levels, but they're definitely having a profound impact on the rest of the body. And then on the flip side, I do want to speak into hormone-loving foods specifically designed to help boost testosterone levels. So foods that are made using olive oil and avocado oil. So those are great. Dark green leafy veggies, honestly, those should be a staple in not every meal, but definitely every single day. Dark green leafy veggies, find a way to get them in. Smoothies, salads, sauteing them. I'm a big fan of sauteing them. Ample protein. This is a big one too. So making sure that you're having protein at every meal is going to help boost testosterone. Herbs like ginkgo biloba, fenugreek, and I have fenugreek in my glucose support blend, and I have ginkgo in my Neuro Plus blend as well. So if you're looking for ways, obviously you can get products with those. And then beans, black, pinto, kidney, garbanzo. This is a great time of the year to be making soups with beans in them. And then wild oily fish like salmon. Ooh, my favorite. Again, just bringing in those oily fish is going to be huge. The omegas, that's a big player here too. But yeah, start baking some salmon, start, grilling up some salmon. And then lastly, you want to be getting enough sunlight. And I'm talking about some decent vitamin D type sunlight to keep your levels in check. Now, I know that we're going into, we just hit daylight saving. So if you don't feel like you're getting enough sun exposure, make sure that you're taking 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3 every single day. That is the magic amount for us to really feel a difference, for us to really have that support. Because remember, vitamin D is a hormone. At the end of the day, it is doing all kinds of good things for us. And that's why I am obsessed with my vitamin D Complete. It is 5,000 IUs with vitamin K1 and K2 for better absorption and utilization. So if you are looking for a vitamin D3 supplement that's going to actually move the numbers on your lab, is going to move the needle for you, I would invest in the vitamin D Complete. I'll have the link in the show notes at the Essentially Whole store. And then the other thing that I want to recommend is not food, but it's going to be a major player here, is strength training. Picking up those weights. If you want to boost testosterone, you got to pick up the weights. I just finished a hardcore 30-minute strength training workout. I'll tell you what, nothing feels better. Nothing has you feeling stronger, more toned, more energized than leveraging those muscles, especially as we get older. It's probably one of the best panaceas I can recommend is using weights. And honestly, the heavier you can go, the better. So today I was using 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 15 pounds, doing all kinds of different exercises with them. And, gosh, it just takes 30 minutes. That's all you need to get the job done. And it makes a world of difference. You will see your testosterone levels start to inch up for sure. So if you are loving these tips today, be sure to subscribe to the show for more easy tips to heal your hormones and to upgrade your health. Until the next episode, have an amazing day.